It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here. Shaq's here. Kenny's here. Welcome to this edition of 2K Sports. And coming right up, we'll see the Oklahoma City Thunder playing against the Los Angeles Clippers at Staples Center. Well, for the Clippers, they were swept by this team last season, losing all 3 games they played against them. So they'll be motivated tonight. And tonight, Danilo Gallinari takes the floor. Has the height of a power forward, the game of a small forward. Kenny, what does he give this team?
Scoring efficiency. You know, lots of threes, lots of free throws, lots of versatility.
Impressive skill level for his size. Can shoot from a standstill and put the ball on the floor.
That does it for us. Kevin Harlan with a call, and we will see y'all later.
We're coming at you from the Staples Center in beautiful downtown Los Angeles as the Clippers prepare to take the floor. This is Kevin Harlan along with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry. David Aldridge will be reporting from the sidelines. For the Oklahoma City Thunder, they come in off a loss to the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, guys, they were forcing it a bit in that one and shot a relatively low percentage because of it.
Well, if I put it on a scale, Greg, the aggressiveness was an 8. The shot selection, a 2. Could have been a lot better.
It'll be the Thunder off the tip. Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting 5 on the floor. So for Oklahoma City right now, Robertson and George fill out the wings. Inside pairing is Grant and Adams. And it's Westbrook in at the point guard position. George with the bucket. And a long way to go, Brent, but there are some early signs of a legitimate playoff contender, championship contender.
When we talk about that, Kevin, you and I always are leery of the fact of how many of these guys have had the experience of being scarred up in the early rounds of the playoffs, having to advance or beat a team that's proven before. Right now, there are some teams out there that are raising our eyebrows where we think they're going to have an opportunity. If they keep growing like this and they keep finding this type of consistency, they could be dangerous.
You'd like to think they're going to use those scars, as you say, from the past and motivate them even more.
Well, those are the teams who we believe can always take the next step.
Sure.
It's the young teams that are unproven, even though they're playing well, where we sometimes wonder, will they be able to maintain this kind of focus come playoff time?
The Clippers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Here is Mbamute. Bradley can't get it to go. We'll go to David Aldridge, who spoke with head coach Doc Rivers. What's the news, David?
Well, Kevin, I asked him what the strategy was offensively, and he said, look, we want to avoid having to take so many outside shots. They want to exploit what he described as a mismatch inside. He said, we have the talent down low to make things very difficult on those guys, and we're going to use it. Evan?
Thank you, David.
You look at combo forwards that can help you provide some spacing out there. Harris right now spotting up and hitting.
Beverly against Westbrook. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
Nice way to start the evening. His numbers getting called, and for good reason.
This is also one of those things where you start to think about how you're going to change your defense already. If at all possible, make someone else beat you.
And here's a look at some numbers for George. Last season, he played outstanding. Averaged about 22 points per, just over 2 steals and 5 rebounds. And he's a real threat defensively. You look at his steals during this stretch, always lurking for the smallest mistake.
And he's causing a lot of those mistakes, too. He's just harassing you 94 feet and does not give you an inch.
Baamute with the steal. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played, got a piece of it. And Bradley gets it to go.
A bonus when Avery Bradley is finding ways to score inside. He's got to keep working on his interior game.
Westbrook against Beverly. Fouled in the act of shooting. A 3-point play chance coming up.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
So interesting with Russell Westbrook. Never really touted or championed growing up, but if you go to UCLA, you have to be halfway decent, don't you, Kevin? 5'8" stick figure back in high school, and came off the bench his freshman year at UCLA, and I just don't think anybody saw what was coming out of Russell Westbrook, but we're appreciating it now.
Free throw good, Westbrook. And you heard the story. Westbrook showed up for a basketball camp in Atlanta. His name wasn't on the list. Had to sit in the lobby for 4 hours before they let him in.
That story is hard to believe. Obviously not a blue chip recruit, and I don't think that Russell Westbrook ever thought about seeing himself in the NBA at any point. Was just hoping to get a scholarship, and that second season at UCLA opened up some eyes about just how athletic and explosive he could be. Here we are today.
Now here's Bradley. 9 points last game out. And the dunk by Grant.
Grant's always looking for those seams, so when he finds one, he'll rip right into it. Like his aggressiveness there.
Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Knocks it loose. There's a screen by Gortat. Gortat with a screen on Grant. Harris drives in. In the corner, Gortat with it, and the pass to Mbaamute. Sinks the triple. Mbaamute's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. The Thunder with the lead. And Roberson kicks to Westbrook. Over Beverly. Misses off the left iron.
And defensively moving his feet there, staying right on top of the shooter.
Some defenses are okay with giving up the mid-range shot. In this case, they contested.
Harris outside. Another one falls for the Clippers.
Yeah, nice work to read the defense, working off that screen to perfection, and awareness of where the defender went on the screen.
Westbrook using his post move to get the 2 points. Westbrook's got 9. The Clippers have gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. To the right side. Now here's Beverly. 17 points for him last game against Denver. Bradley passes to Gortat. Second shot opportunity, and the layup is up and in. Gortat's got his second bucket. Guys, 7 times the lead has changed hands here now.
Yeah, and that number should easily top double figures before it's over.
Now here's Westbrook. He had a 30-point outing their last game against the Warriors in Oakland. Adams' shot is off. Los Angeles has gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. George against Mbamute. To the paint. And the dunk by Mbamute.
Well, it's the golden age of point guards, and Patrick Beverley trying to show that he belongs amongst them. Great awareness on that play.
Pass to Adams. And now the Clippers on the break. Teardrop shot. Westbrook with the block. They recover it, and they'll keep possession. Here's Bradley. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That one on George.
We talk so much about Avery Bradley and his motor and how he comes to every game with a defensive mindset. I think that's both where his teammates and the coaching staff really respect the type of consistency he brings to the floor.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That one is off.
Well, you talk about the lockdown individual defenders in this league. Don't forget about Avery Bradley. That's been his calling card from the moment he set foot in the league.
And Oklahoma City making a change here. Patterson's checked in. And Greg, for Bradley, there's some disconnect as far as his defensive impact. You know, the numbers guys will say it doesn't quite match up to his reputation.
Yeah, I mean, more impactful as an on-ball defender than he is as, say, a help defender. Probably a little undersized for an off guard, but his commitment, no doubt, is off the charts.
He gets that one. And it's 7 points for Tobias Harris.
Well, Tobias just going strong that time.
Screen by Adams. Westbrook dishes to Adams. And again, unable to change momentum here. And the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
Yeah, Tobias, too strong. Gets inside. Not going to be denied.
Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Marjanovic checked in for Gortat. Molinari comes in for Mbamute. Lou Williams is checked in for Avery Bradley. And Teodosic subbed in for Patrick Beverley. And then for Oklahoma City, Nerlens Noel checks in for Adams. Alex Abrinas comes in for Andre Robertson. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Russell Westbrook. Timeout is called. First of the game for the Thunder. This, their first look at this year's Los Angeles squad.
And they rolled over this team last season, beating them every time they faced off.
Yeah, it was a completely one-sided season series, and that was no surprise to anyone. This first game between them should give us an idea if they're on a little more even ground this season.
And a look now at the 4 areas where shots can come from. The paint, mid-range, and shots from deep, all broken down for the Clippers.
And they've really shied away from the mid-range. That's a new school style, and looking for shots beyond the arc and at the rim, those tend to be far more efficient.
Now here's Schroeder. In the loss to the Warriors the other night, definitely was not himself. Outside, George. And again, no good by Oklahoma City.
And that's a rare sight. Usually shooters make the defense pay when they're that lackadaisical.
And stolen by Noel. Abrinas kicks to George. To end the drought. And the rejection by Marjanovic.
Got to get out his compass and just try to find himself right now and get himself going.
A nice shot by Harris. Harris has got 12 points in the game.
Aggressive coming out of the gate here, guys. Wow.
And already the lead is significant. Excellent play on both ends.
Los Angeles leading by 11. And stolen by Noel. Here's Abrinas. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
A heady play there from Schroeder, zipping the pass to the teammate who had the cleanest look on the possession.
Here's Teodosic. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Marjanovic. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. You know, these are the guys you need to be aware of if you don't want your pocket picked. Here are last season's steals leaders. Second is Paul George. And, of course, Russell Westbrook.
And with all the steals these two came away with, they probably put a thought in the back of every opponent's head, and it wasn't a very good thought.
First free throw is good. Talk about what it means to be a good teammate, Brent. You've played with good ones. You've played with bad ones. I've always thought you were team first when you play.
Well, I appreciate that, Kevin. There's just an idea about what it is that you can contribute to the team. I think you always have to accentuate those ideals. Your approach on a daily basis has to be consistent. And if you're a starting player, it's one mentality. And if you're somebody that plays off the bench, you have to come to practice every day to push the guy that's in front of you and wait for your opportunity. But most of the time, it's that kind of consistency with which you come to work and the attitude of making sure that I want to make any kind of contribution I can for our team's success. That usually is a pretty good formula for a good teammate.
Mike Scott's checked in for Harris. Here's Gallinari. Sinks that one from the post. And the Clippers lead by 11.
Defensively, they've been a step slow here to start.
Schroeder outside. Pass to Ferguson. Here's Abrinas. He's guarded by Williams. From 13, Abrinas' shot is off.
The defense, not so good. And when you're deep inside like that, you got to come through.
Williams inside. He's guarded by Schroeder. Williams can't hit. Thunder trailing by 11. Abrinas kicks to Patterson. They grab their own miss. Back to Abrinas. Open jump shot off the mark.
And that was an easy one there. Just a missed opportunity.
And sometimes everything can go right, but the shot doesn't go down. Nothing there is automatic.
Los Angeles shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game.
And team stats last season, 74% shooting. So some numbers that they can definitely improve upon.
The reverse, and that's 2 points on the layup.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Los Angeles leading by 10. Here's Teodosic. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard.
And from the opening tip, they just crushed it. You see it now on the scoreboard.
Just incredible flow offensively. Everyone's doing their part. Let's see if they can sustain this early momentum.
Now here's Noel. The rebound by Marjanovic. Marjanovic has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And it's Scott with the jam.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. And that was an unleashed chaos moment. Indeed, what a spectacular play. Sponsored by Under Armour Hover Habit. And the foul on Mike Scott. That's his first foul. 1:35 left to play in the first quarter. Fires the 3.
And they've done a nice job controlling the defensive backboard to start this game.
Offensive rebound. Noel. And Noel throws it down.
And that's a huge play. I mean, they need more like it because second chance points are going to be key in this game.
Probably so. That's usually a crucial element to any comeback. And Dennis Schroeder gets the whistle that time. So that will be his 2nd foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. Milos Teodosic, a superstar in Europe, Brent, but he paid a costly buyout with CSKA Moscow to come to the NBA last season.
I think it's just the idea of living out a dream of playing in the best league in the world. That's what the NBA is. Unfortunately for Milos, lost a lot of time last year to injury and never quite could stay healthy enough to show us the signs of why he's over here. And he's a great passer and pick and roll player, just not enough last season.
And it's blocked by Scott.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Here's Marjanovic. He's off on that one. And Oklahoma City will go with it the other way. There's 37 seconds left in the first quarter. Abrinas kicks to Westbrook. And the rejection by Marjanovic. Pass to Williams. Clock at 6. There's a screen by Marjanovic. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Teodosic. Los Angeles with another miss. And as we conclude the first quarter, a one-sided game so far. Clippers lead by 14. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back. The leadership of Russell Westbrook is so important to the team, and Steven Adams talked about what it means to him.
He's doing just an unbelievable job at just controlling the guys, controlling the game, making sure that everyone's feeling in the right mood to play and willing to sacrifice for one another.
You know, so much of leadership is that emotional component, motivating guys to give their all.
And Russ certainly leads by example with his competitive zeal, but he understands also he's got to bring his teammates with him.
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And a comfortable margin here for the Clippers guys.
A huge fan of how they have rotated here defensively, been able to challenge multiple shots.
And if you're rotating like that, it's got to be a great line of communication between all five guys. You see that reflected on the scores, all that trust showing up with the lead.
Williams and Gallinari out on the perimeter. Scott is out there with Marjanovic. And it's Teodosic in at the 1. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, the Clippers have hit the reset button, and you wonder how that affects their head coach, Doc Rivers. Now, he seemed reluctant to lead a rebuild with the Celtics, but he's on board doing it with the Clippers. Even though the Clippers relieved him of his title of president of basketball operations in 2017, Rivers has just signed a new extension that will keep him coaching the team for the next few years. Kevin?
Well, if nothing else, DA, he has guided them through some pretty dark hours. Thank you. Here's Teodosic. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. And Marjanovic with the slam.
Such an effective combo guard. We all know that Lou Williams can score, but once he gets going, he'll set a teammate up too.
Westbrook wide open. He fires. Drains it from beyond the arc. Westbrook's got 5 points in the quarter.
Yeah, the onslaught continues. He's been unstoppable now for a couple of nights.
Well, a tip of the cap to the coaching staff here. They're recognizing how well he's playing, so the game plan has been built around it.
Thunder trailing by 10. Quarter number 2. We're about 2 minutes in. And then jammed down right as he goes over Marjanovic.
I know it's just 2, but man, that's a nice 2. Westbrook with the insane creativity.
LA's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Stolen by Westbrook. Dishes to Patterson. Back to Westbrook. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. Westbrook's got 18 points.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
And the Clippers call time here. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Gortat's checked in for Marjanovic. And Bahamute comes in for Gallinari. Bradley's checked in for Williams. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Milos Teodosic. And a new group getting ready for Oklahoma City. Adams, he's checked in for Nerlens Noel. Jeremy Grant comes in for Patrick Patterson. Paul George, he's checked in for Terrence Ferguson. And it's Roberson in for Alex Abrinas. The Thunder, Brent, playing with such energy. But shooting, not their strong suit.
No, one of the lower three-point percentages in the league as a team. The free throw line also last year really weird. A big-time struggle for guys who had career-low years from the free throw stripe. So tough to win big in today's game if you're not hitting threes and then not hitting the freebies.
Beverly against Westbrook. Stolen by George.
Turnovers continuing to be a problem here in this quarter.
And Robertson has it in the corner. And good that time. Roberson's got his first 2 points of the night.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Gortat with the screen for Bradley. And it's out of bounds to the Clippers as the Clippers retain possession. Los Angeles making a switch here. Harris is checked in. Beverly, the pass to Gortat. And there's the foul. That's on Steven Adams. That is his first foul of the game. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Here's Bradley. That one drops, and he's now 2 for 5.
And that's about as easy as it gets. Not many guys are going to blow wide open layups at the professional level like that.
Westbrook kicks to Grant. Now the pass to Adams. Back to George. Knocked loose. It's stolen by Bradley. Here's Harris. Score the basket. It's number 6 for him this game. 6 for 9, 67% shooting.
Such a smooth scorer. Tobias Harris making that look easy.
George dishes to Westbrook. Back to George. Misses the 3.
And this has been an outstanding display on the boards, and it's a big part of why they have a lead in this game, doing the dirty work down low.
Well, the team is still up despite him struggling, so hopefully he'll find his rhythm.
Gortat with the steal. And Mbamute against George. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George.
And here's a look at some stats for Westbrook. Coming off a terrific season. 1st in assists, 5th in steals, and of course he was among the best in the league when it came to putting the ball in the basket. Top 10 in scoring.
And dropping a lot of dimes. He led the league in assists because he's the ultimate competitor. An absolute magician with the basketball. Now here is George. Following the missed shot by Tobias Harris. Shot from the wing. That one's good, and the Clipper lead is cut down to 6 in the bucket from Russell Westbrook.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
Beverly, the pass to Gortat. Back to Beverly. Harris against Grant. Shot clock at 6. With the fadeaway. The shot that time not on target. And the Thunder going the other way now. Here's Adams. No good. Shot missing. Gortat with the defensive effort. Clippers leading by 6. Inside. Here's Beverly. And Robertson pulls it down.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Grant at 6'9", using that length right there. A nice soft touch in close to the rim.
So it's the Clippers now, following the score by Oklahoma City. Harris kicks to Mbamute. Harris a screen. Beverly for 3. It's hauled in by Adams.
And extending the D there, putting a lot of pressure on the shooter.
Yeah, I think coaches right here are always talking about the extra pass. And a contested 3 is not your objective. One more maybe.
Dennis Schroeder's checked in for the Thunder. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 4 from 3-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Tobias Harris in his 8th season in the NBA and still just 26 years old.
Yeah, I mean, 1 season at Tennessee, and he has slowly but steadily improved each year. And, you know, he's gotten stronger, more consistent with his long-range shooting, and he's found his calling as one of those prototype small ball 4s.
A 3 off the inbound.
I think what I'd like to see from him in this quarter is getting going from the perimeter. Hit a 3 in the first, nothing in the second.
No good from Grant.
It is so tough to make those kind of shots with the defense draped all over you.
It's stolen by Schroeder. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Jeremy Grant just has such a great combination of athleticism and explosiveness. It's up to him to find familiar spots on the floor and do a good job of playing off his teammates to make an impact on every game that he plays.
The Thunder have gone 1 for 1, making their previous attempt at the line.
One of the worst in the league a season ago, just 72%.
The first one falls.
Well, with the departure of Chris Paul and the trade of Blake Griffin, the Clippers deciding on a new look and a new direction, the era of Lob City, I think, officially has come to a close.
And Grant drops them both. And from 2011 to 2017, the Lob City Clippers, as they were called, 50 wins or better pretty much every year.
It was a great team. It just did not have the kind of luck, and trust me, there is luck involved, needed to get themselves to an NBA Finals. A record 6 straight playoff appearances for them. Took a series lead, only to be eliminated, and then a lot of frustration set in because things didn't go the right way. And now a lot of guys not here for the Clippers moving forward.
Now here's Beverly. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. He kicks to Gortat. Buries it down low.
And Beverly knows his role well. Excellent at zipping the ball over to his teammates.
Here's Roberson. Passes it to Adams. Roberson the pass to Adams. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Oklahoma City needs to get off a shot, and he comes up with the deuce. Schroeder's got his first basket.
Well, Schroeder likes to drive first, now establishing the shoot first confidence. Love watching him rise up immediately after the catch.
Pass to Harris. Pass to Bradley, and they call an illegal screen here. A chance to check out Los Angeles' upcoming schedule. On Sunday, they'll be matching up with Chris Paul and the Houston Rockets. Then on Tuesday, they'll be facing Drew Holiday and the New Orleans Pelicans.
And that game against the Wizards, that's where you have got to bring your A game, especially when you know you're going to be fighting an uphill battle all night long.
Here's Roberson. From deep, got a piece of it.
Can't be lazy around Patrick Beverly. He's going to get you down low with hands. That time, he blocks a shot.
It's stolen by Bradley. Now the Clippers moving it up. Here is Mbamute, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Brent, last season the league cut back on timeouts. Are you hearing any other ideas of how to reduce the duration of some of these games?
There was also the idea last year where they put it into place where right after the second quarter ended, they put you on a 15-minute clock in between halftime.
It started immediately.
And I thought that that was ideal. So if you're at a game and you get to see the dog jumping through the hula hoop.
Which you love.
I love it.
I know.
It's only going to last the 7 or 8 minutes before the teams come back out. And I thought last year that helped the game speed along. And I think they sped up last year, if I'm not wrong, Kevin, by about 3 minutes time.
I'm glad when you go out there and balance the dishes on your head. That's always been so fun to watch.
There's only one Red Panda, Kevin.
I know.
Yeah, his shot just doesn't seem to be synced up right now. Here's hoping he finds it soon because his team is really going to need that production tonight.
And I just love the aggressiveness from George, just slicing apart the defense with that terrific ability to penetrate.
Now here's Beverly. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Harris kicks to Bradley. 11 feet away. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Well, it's definitely within striking distance now.
Yeah, but they've got to make each possession count on both sides of the floor.
It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. And here's Beverly. Screen by Baamute. Harris dishes to Beverly. 6 to shoot. There's a screen by Gorton. Here's Bradley. Los Angeles with another miss.
And one thing I liked in the first quarter was their aggressiveness to draw the contact, putting the defense on the defensive.
Yeah, I didn't think there was a pass available there for Paul George, but he spots that small crease, he fires the ball through it, and he gets it to his open man.
And the Clippers call time here.
Well, PG played his first 7 seasons in Indiana with the Pacers and guided them to 2 Eastern Conference Finals appearances, and that playoff PG moniker that he came up with, it holds true if you look at the numbers. And when the Pacers were about to rebuild, I think Paul George let them know that he was willing to move on to continue his career somewhere else.
And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. And a new group getting ready for Oklahoma City. Noel's checked in for Adams. Patterson comes in for Grant. Terrence Ferguson's checked in for George. And Alex Abrinas subbed in for Andre Robertson. And he's good on the second. A lot of fans in Indiana upset with Paul George for deciding to leave. Do they have a point, Brent, or is that unfair?
I think it's a little unfair, Kevin. The 7 great years from Paul George, obviously had to recover from the leg injury and came back strong. But PG wanting to go somewhere where he could win a title, and that's a decision that every player has to make. PG thought somewhere else he might have that opportunity and maybe more chances to do so.
Now, here is Gallinari. He had 15 points last outing. Unloads from 13. And no good that time. Now Oklahoma City takes it the other way. They host the Kings after this game. That'll be the first of 4 played at home for them.
Ooh, the D did just enough to keep him from scoring. Thought that was in for sure.
Williams with a clean look. And again, no good by the Clippers. Oklahoma City trailing. Schroeder passes to Patterson. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Schroeder's got his 3rd assist on the night. The Clippers shooting around 40% from the floor here. Marjanovic with a screen for Williams. The pass to Marjanovic. Over Noel. And that one's good. Marjanovic. Marjanovic has got 4 points in the quarter. Well, guys, this first half has been about as tightly contested as you could hope for.
There have been a lot of lead changes. My goodness.
Now here's Schroeder. Down low. Here's Abrinas. And the 3 ball is good. Abrinas has got 7.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Teodosic kicks to Gallinari. That shot is no good. And he's 1 for 3 from the floor.
If they can just hold this now for the last shot.
Right, no need to give the ball back here. Run the clock down, be patient, and run a decent play.
And that one's good. Schroeder.
Even though the defense was pretty good and they want him to take that shot, Schroeder makes him pay.
Here's Williams, and he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Williams has got his 2nd basket of the night. And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. Thunder out in front. They lead by 2. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Russell, how confident are you that there's nobody that can stay in front of you?
Very confident. I have a lot of confidence in myself. I put a lot of work in the summertime, but I'm very confident.
That is never a problem for you, Russ. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody, welcome back from the first half. Been a dandy so far. A dandy. You like that word, Kenny?
You know
it's
what?
a dandy.
My 3rd grade teacher used to say that all the time.
That you're a dandy.
He said, this is a dandy of a class.
It is. And this is a dandy of a show. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet, Shaquille O'Neal.
So what's a dandelion?
Well, basically, that's what the class was.
A really cool lion.
Got it.
It was all Russell Westbrook in the first quarter. He had 20 points, 4 steals, and 1 block. Kenny, let's get your take on Oklahoma City.
They obviously came in wanting to push the action. And so far, so good. They're looking to get easy transition baskets because the other team is not getting back on defense.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on the Clippers?
The thing I like is their aggressive approach and getting to the line. You know, when things seem to stagnate on offense, it's sometimes a matter of forcing your will. This team can generate a lot of points and also dictate the pace of the game if they play with that aggressiveness.
That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks. Thanks
Goodbye,
for
folks.
joining us. Third quarter, just about ready to begin.
That's a bird's eye view of the Staples Center at sunset. Gorgeous, isn't it, with all of Los Angeles in the background. Welcome back, everyone. And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. Well, you look at Russell Westbrook in this game. He has been everywhere.
Yeah, good things happen when you maintain composure. Their shot selection has been extremely disciplined.
Hey, Greg, is there a shot that he's taken that has been out of the flow of the offense? I don't think so.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. So for Oklahoma City right now, the forwards, George and Grant. Westbrook and Robertson, the backcourt. And it's Adams in at the 5, roaming the paint. And Bradley gets it to go.
I'm not sure why they're not respecting Avery Bradley from that spot. You got to get up to him from there.
Westbrook kicks to Robertson. Screened by Grant. Here's Robertson, guarded by Bradley. Westbrook dishes to Adams. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got 3 assists now in this one. The Clippers trail.
Well, Doc Rivers might have done his best coaching job last year. You think about how many G League guys came in and started games, and he even talked about it as being a season with a breath of fresh air with all that newness and the things he had to teach and go back to the drawing board. So a heck of a year for them, and they might have found some gems.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the Clippers are going in a new direction. Now, Coach Doc Rivers said, we had a shot. I don't think anybody understands how hard it is to win a title. Until you do that, you're going to be frustrated a lot and have to make tough decisions. Kevin?
Well, they're trying to make the right decisions to rebuild better than before, DA. Thanks. And Doc raved about last season's roster. But Brent, he admitted by the end of the Blake Griffin, Chris Paul era, he had it up to here with all the chemistry issues.
Well, he said that every playoff disappointment, Doc felt like the buy-in of the entirety of the team got narrower, as if they couldn't get it done because of what had happened the season before or 2 seasons before that. So a very hard group to coach, a very talented group to coach, but a lot of things lingered in that locker room, and if you're not on the same page, there's just no way to climb that mountaintop.
Now here is Harris, following the miss by Russell Westbrook. And Abamute kicks to Harris. Poked loose. 6 on the shot clock. There's a screen by Gortat. Deep 2 from Beverly. The shot, no good. Great D that time from Westbrook. It's Gortat with the drive. Reverses, and Adams sends it back.
Well, Adams quick off his feet there with that size and length. Tough to shoot over.
Here's George. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got 4 assists now tonight.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Now here is Harris. 16 points for him. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Adams has got his 5th rebound in this one. George passes to Westbrook. Over Beverly. The Clippers grab the miss. Gortat's got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. Outside Bradley. Six to shoot. Pulls up on the elbow, and it comes off the front of the rim.
Now, this just doesn't seem to be his night, or his team's for that matter either. And they got to pull it together here quick, or it's going to be lights out.
And they cash in right away with the quick shot. Bradley's got 4 points this quarter.
That's a nice shot from the mid-range. The defense can't let Bradley get that kind of rhythm on that kind of shot.
Beverly against Westbrook. Over Beverly. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Russell Westbrook, passionate about the game of basketball, Brent, we know that, but fashion among his foremost interests outside the game.
Yeah, the honor the gift fashion line, which, you know, Kevin, you and I don't think we have much in our closets from that, but got to respect it. Fearless, not only on the court, but off the court in some of the attire that Russell Westbrook brings to the game.
And that one misses. The Thunder last season assembling a big three of Russell Westbrook, Paul George, and Carmelo Anthony didn't mesh, Brent, like they had hoped. In your opinion, what went wrong?
Well, a bit of a down season in terms of the scoring for Melo, but reasons for that, just not as many opportunities and playing outside along the three-point line. The biggest damage last year was the Robertson injury. It felt like in December the OKC team started to find its stride, and Robertson going out of the lineup, there just wasn't enough of the depth on that roster to make up the difference for them defensively, and OKC never really seemed to find its footing or confidence again.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Clippers will retain possession. Here's Gortat. It's good. This game is all even. Gortat's got 8 points.
Couldn't run the inbound play any better than right there.
And Robertson kicks to Westbrook. Back to Robertson. It's Grant in the corner. The three from George. And again, no good by Oklahoma City.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Beverly wide open and no good. Had a chance to take the lead. For Oklahoma City, they've gone a lackluster 3 of 9 from the field since halftime. And again, no good by Oklahoma City. And Los Angeles guys shooting 31% here in the third. Offensively, they are looking bleak. It's stolen by Adams. Here's Grant. That's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist. Grant's got 4 this quarter.
Well, the defense looking at him like a Rubik's Cube. They cannot figure him out. He continues to light him up from the field. More importantly, they're winning.
Now here's Gortat. He's got 8. On the wing, Harris. Gortat with a screen on Grant. Here's Harris. Gortat trying to break loose. Harris, no good.
And defensively, moving his feet there, staying right on top of the shooter.
Some defenses are okay with giving up the mid-range shot. In this case, they contested. I really like the awareness, noticing that he's got the mismatch, and then he just used his size as his advantage on the layup.
And Beverly kicks to Bradley. Jumper off the screen. Basket number 5 goes in. He's now 5 of 12 from the floor.
Year after year, Avery Bradley seems to come back with something more in his bag of tools. Nice job on the pick and roll there.
And there's a whistle that goes on Luke Mbamute. That is his first foul of the game. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Scotty's checked in for Harris. Alinari comes in for Mbamute. Lou Williams is checked in for Avery Bradley. And it's Milos Teodosic in for Patrick Beverly. And then for Oklahoma City, Patterson comes in for Jeremy Grant, and Alex Abrinas subbed in for Robertson. And the basket is good. Patterson's got the lead up to 4 now for Oklahoma City.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
And out of bounds as the Thunder gain possession. Marjanovic checked in for Los Angeles. And then for Oklahoma City, Nerlens Noel checks in for Steven Adams. Terrence Ferguson comes in for George. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Russell Westbrook. Now here's Noel. He has 6. Fires from 18. Patterson, that's good. Patterson's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
Teodosic kicks to Scott. He dishes it to Williams. Over to the wing. Clock at 6. Scott is screened. Molinari passes to Scott. Here's Marjanovic. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That's on Patrick Patterson.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
The Clippers have shot 10 of 13 from the free throw line. And the first one at the line is good.
Well, this roster for the Clippers is in transition, no doubt about it. You think of the franchise's history, plenty of dysfunction, but over the last 5 or 6 years, they've been the best team in LA. Now it's a time for them to reset, try to find some new stars to carry it forward.
And slam dunk by Noel.
And that's why Schroeder has a spot in the rotation. Coach recognizes his passing ability. He sets up his teammates well.
Clippers trail by 6. Teodosic kicks to Gallinari. Passes it to Scott. Now here's Williams. Tight defense on him. And now here's the 2K leaderboard with the teams that last season scored the most second chance points in the NBA. Number 1, the Thunder. 4th, the Clippers.
So many second chance opportunities for both of these clubs a season ago, and they really took advantage.
And the first one at the line is good.
And what sets Lou Williams apart right now is his confidence. This guy is a gunner who comes in and believes that he's going to score. He often does.
And both free throws good for Lou Williams.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
Schroeder kicks to Ferguson. Back to Schroeder. Lays it up off the glass. Schroeder's got his 3rd basket of the night.
Well, if you read the scouting report on Schroeder, he likes to get into the basket as close as possible because he's usually good from there.
Here's Teodosic. Pass to Scott. Here's Teodosic. Patterson defending. Back to Scott. There's the foul. It's on Patrick Patterson. That's foul number 2 for him. Oklahoma City on D. Clippers moving the ball around. And again, it's the Clippers missing. Oklahoma City leading by 6. Here's Ferguson. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And here's a look now at the shot chart showing the field goals attempted locations for George.
And this is a bit of a nightmare game for him thus far. Just nothing working, and it has to be affecting his confidence. He just doesn't look like the player he normally is out there, and you can see it in his body language after every missed shot. Boy, this is tough.
And the first one drops.
Russell Westbrook with 2 straight seasons, 2, of averaging a triple-double. This is a feat that we thought we would never see again. And Russell backed up the one campaign with another. Just remarkable stuff.
He's perfect from the line this time. And the Thunder placing so much, Brent, on Westbrook's shoulders. It's asking a lot.
It's asking a lot. I'm not sure how much Russell actually feels it. He just goes out and continues to put up just staggering, eye-popping numbers. And to get where they want to go, I think they're going to have to find a way to complement him in some way. And he's going to have to trust in those teammates in order to push the envelope a bit.
Here's Abrinas. Gallinari making his last shot, and that one drops.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Outside Williams. Again, Los Angeles.
Well, the in-between game is really nice from Lou Williams. Great at working his way into a place on the floor where he can attack you with the shot.
Here's Patterson. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Schroeder's got assist number 7 for him tonight. Clippers trail by 9. Knocked away. Marjanovic passes to Teodosic. Williams a screen. Teodosic kicks to Marjanovic. Williams in the post. He's got 9, and he banks in the layup. Williams has got 11 points.
Well, it's such a challenge trying to alter anything that Lou Williams does just because you're on your heels most of the time.
Here's Ferguson. Gallinari covering. Ferguson misses.
Well, in the rebounding game, at least, it's been a strong physical performance for him.
And finished off by Williams.
Gallinari at that size can do a little bit of everything, and I like to see him dishing the rock.
Here's Ferguson. Gallinari covering. The drive by Schroeder. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Schroeder's got 4 points now in the quarter. The Los Angeles Clippers come into this one following a loss to the Nuggets.
And simply put, they couldn't score. They never got completely in sync in that one.
This is when you look at the opposition and give them some credit with their defensive effort, just a higher level of energy and focus. They were disruptive.
So it's the Thunder now, after Lou Williams was able to get the 3 to go. Here's Patterson, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That's on Lou Williams.
Well, Patrick Patterson had some great years where he showed his three-point shooting prowess, but if he can get down into the post and score there as well, it's another option for their offense.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
The first one falls. Patrick Patterson, a veteran forward out of Kentucky, had some of his best years, Brent, playing with the Toronto Raptors.
He's a real difference maker for them, coming off the bench and being able to stretch out offensive possessions, shot the ball incredibly well, high efficiency from there. And that's why the advanced stats, I think that the general manager of Oklahoma City thought that Patterson, as an addition here, could help out their offense and give them some punch off the bench.
The Thunder went into free agency with a lot of question marks, but ended having a big summer.
Able to retain Paul George, and that was the first and largest key. Getting a player like Noel for cheap was also a big help for this group. The Thunder were at a fork in the road last season, but this team now as dangerous as ever.
To the inside, Teodosic, the pass to Marjanovic, and the rejection by Noel. Here's Ferguson, drills the three-pointer. Ferguson's got the lead up to 9 now for the Thunder. 6 seconds left to play in the third. There's Williams with the 3. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And we've reached the end of the third. Thunder lead by 9. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
The coaches talk about it all the time, but to be able to play with that kind of feel, nice play, collaborating, improvising, and organic.
Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play getting started. The Thunder leading by 9. Williams and Gallinari out on the perimeter. Marjanovic is out there with Scott. And it's Teodosic in at the point. That's who's out there for the Clippers. And that one's good. Schroeder.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring. And this one couldn't have been any easier.
Well, on the defensive end, this is a joke. The lack of awareness is exactly why this team is so far behind.
Now, here is Gallinari. Pass to Marjanovic. The kick out to Williams. They get it back. That's it, and the Oklahoma City lead is cut down now to just 9 in the basket from Marjanovic.
And this is what happens when you fail to block out.
Defensive rebounding just as important as causing the miss in the first place.
Now here's Noel. And the pass to Ferguson. 4 on the clock. Abrinas. And the Thunder another 3.
Really in a good position thanks to the accuracy from beyond.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
And I like this timeout. You're getting terrible rim protection right now.
Well, you got to ask your team to give you a little bit more effort because there's just not a lot of fire on the defensive end.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Doc Rivers talking to the team. He is not happy with the turnovers. He said, we have got to get some shots. It's as simple as that, guys. Play smart and value the basketball. We'll see if the message sunk in, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Now here's Bradley. Kicks to Mbamute. It's good from long range.
Well, that's a good job by Avery Bradley, recognizing that he had an open teammate and get it to him in a good position.
Grant outside. Passes it to Westbrook. Back to Grant. Here's the 3. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got assist number 8 here in this one already. Clippers trail by 12. There's a screen by Gortat. Gortat with the screen for Bradley. And Adams sends it back. Pass to Westbrook over Mbamute. The kick out to Westbrook. George from deep three-point land, and the Thunder another 3.
Yeah, Paul George, no problem pulling up well behind the three-point line to knock him down.
And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Up top, Gortat. There's the pick. Beverly for 3. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
A little tit-for-tat action going on the back-to-back trades.
Yeah, a little gamesmanship from range could force both defenses to maybe extend out a little further.
And Adams with the slam.
Well, Westbrook keeping his options open on that possession doesn't force the shot and finds a man breaking free.
Harris outside. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. To the left wing, Beverly for 3. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City.
Just a little lackluster so far with his effort. He's been very limited due to his poor shooting.
Westbrook against Beverly. Westbrook kicks to Roberson. 6 on the shot clock, and it's Grant in the corner. The shot's good on the assist by George. Grant's got 10 points here in the second half.
Wow, Jeremy Grant continuing to work on his game, stretching it out to the three-point line.
Outside Bradley. Pass to Beverly. Harris a screen on Westbrook. Outside Bradley. Now the pass to Mbamute. And here's Harris from the arc. No good. Now Oklahoma City takes it the other way.
Well, the D looks like they're laying off just a little bit. He made 1 3 in the first half, but they're still daring him to shoot, and he can't make him pay for it.
Now here's Beverly. There's a screen by Gortat. Back to Harris. Beverly sets the screen for Harris. The dish now to Beverly. High arcing shot, and it's good on the way in.
Beverly showing off a little bit of a teardrop. Didn't know he had that.
Beverly against Westbrook. Dishes to Adams. And they pick up 2. And the Thunder lead by 17.
And you can see it. They're in a nice rhythm in terms of shooting. It's been that way the entire second half.
And then there's the other team. Can't say that about them. Big gap in the recent field goal percentage between these two squads.
Beverly against Westbrook. Gortat with a screen on Westbrook. Tries again. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. Patrick Beverly grew up in the west side of Chicago. He said it was a pretty rough high school to go to, Brent.
John Marshall Metropolitan, and he was the head of a 1-2-2 full court press where he just racked up a bunch of steals. Can you imagine just not getting the ball ever over half court? That's because Patrick Beverly was up there playing defense.
First free throw is good.
I think Patrick Beverly, for the entirety of his NBA career, is really going to embrace the role of being the villain. Has no problem with it whatsoever.
Both free throws good from Beverly. And Patrick Beverly last season excited for a bigger role on the Clippers, but knee surgery wiped out his season.
Yeah, and he's in the final year of his contract, Kevin. A lot at stake as he hopes to earn a significant raise from a salary that's been one of the league's best bargains. Hard to imagine them losing this game if they can keep shooting like that.
He kicks to Harris. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops.
When a guy is capable of so many things like that on the offensive end, anytime you lose sight of him, he's got a huge advantage.
Screen by Adams. Passes it to Grant. Here's George. Again, Oklahoma City.
Not a stellar first half, but he's become an absolute machine scoring the ball in the second.
Westbrook against Beverly. Over to the left wing. Mbamute, a screen on Grant. Harris kicks to Mbamute. Screen by Mbamute. And it's Beverly missing. The Thunder leading by 17. Westbrook passes to Grant. No good off the back of the rim.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Harris's shot is off. Oklahoma City has gotten in the groove from three-point range. They are 4 for 4 since the third quarter ended. Jeremy Grant out of Syracuse, the rare second-round pick, Brent, who's gotten steady NBA minutes throughout his young career.
Yeah, interesting minutes last year in OKC where he started to make a big difference, actually playing off the bench at the 5 spot and taking advantage with his quickness and athleticism on the roll. I look at a vet like Richard Mbamute, an elite defender, as a guy he might be able to emulate, but more so from the 5 position.
That free throw, no good.
And the combination of athleticism and defense Grant brings is superb. A guy who you can depend on to compete.
And he sinks the second. And Jeremy Grant, great genes for the game, Greg. Father was Harvey, uncle was Horace, both NBA players and stars. His brother Jerian also in the association.
Yeah, and Jeremy might be the best athletically of them all. I mean, 6'8" with that 7'3" wingspan, great bounce. If he can develop his skill to match, He'll have a long and prosperous NBA career.
Thunder on D. 18 points separating the teams. That's the biggest lead of the game. To the middle. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Harris.
Yeah, this is where you have to sharpen up your passing. That's a careless turnover.
Here's Roberson. Lays it up and banks it in. And the Thunder lead by 20.
Well, I like watching Roberson get involved in the offense, especially when he gets down there. Nice soft touch down on the inside.
Roberson's gone 50% from the field, 3 of 6. Harris outside. There's a screen by Gortat. Harris against Grant. Shot clock at 6. There's a screen by Gortat. Here's Beverly. Softly drops in the floater. Beverly's got 9 points here in the second half.
And after a scoreless first half, you're starting to see signs of life here in the second.
And Westbrook, here we go. And the shot goes in. 8 points for Steven Adams.
Yeah, maybe the shot selection in the first half took him out of a rhythm, but in the second half, he's making everything.
Here's Gortat, and you know that's going to be goaltending, guys, so that's a free basket right there.
So close to getting the block there. You can live with those calls because you'd rather have a guy playing aggressive instead of playing it safe.
Oklahoma City leading by 18. Westbrook with it. Adams with the screen on Beverly. Westbrook kicks to George. The three-pointer no good.
Really excellent defense there. They know he's capable of knocking it down from the outside, and they could not have played him better.
They get a hand on it. Six to shoot. To the middle. Back to Beverly. Adams against Gortat. Screen by Baamute. Now Beverly. He dishes it to Baamute. For 3, Harris. Russell Westbrook with the rebound.
Yeah, tough with his shot so far off right now. They're going to have to tap someone else to step up until he finds it.
Shoots from the corner, and again it's Oklahoma City.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Clippers trail by 20. Los Angeles calls timeout. Around the world, Brent, we've seen the NBA take a role in helping youngsters learn to play the game of basketball the right way.
So incredible what Basketball Without Borders has done with the NBA junior program expanding itself. Last year in Treviso, for the first time, the NBA doing a combine for EuroLeague players so they can start a database of the older professional, younger professional players playing overseas. It's a global game. Adam Silver is doing a remarkable job of promoting the game, and we're in a great place, Kevin.
A chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, Russell Westbrook.
As the ringleader of their offense, he has been on his game tonight, spreading the ball around, keeping everyone involved, making sure the offense never gets bogged down. He's just giving them just what they needed at that point guard position.
And as the star of this team, he knows he's going to be the object of the crowd's anger.
Well, Tobias Harris becoming better and better from that range.
And Roberson kicks to Grant. Down low. Roberson can't hit. Clippers trail by 18. Pass to Harris. Shoots over Grant. And that one off the back of the rim and in. Harris has got 6 in the quarter.
Yeah, Tobias Harris getting a little bit creative, finding some room on the inside and keeping the defense guessing with that shot attempt.
Now here's Westbrook. Grant, right side, takes the 3. It's hauled in by Beverly. The Clippers shooting the ball at 42%. And Baamute the pass to Bradley. And Roberson pulls it down. Roberson's got 5 rebounds tonight.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for Oklahoma City.
This was a physical game.
Yeah, I mean, they were aware of the rotations defensively and were able to attack the rim.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Russell Westbrook.
He affected the game so much with the way he was able to come out and get steals and extra possessions for his team.
And the second free throw, good. Players are talking about the new sports science. Better sleep, recovery after lifting, playing, traveling, whatever it is. They say it's making a difference. What do you think?
I think it only makes a difference if the guys put it into practice, Kevin. Like, as much information as they can hand out in a team meeting and sort of give you directives about how it is you should rest and when it is you can get your sleep, players won't see those benefits unless they're as disciplined as they are with trying to get better in the offseason as they are with making sure that they get proper rest to be at their athletic best for competition.
Both teams deciding to change it up. Oklahoma City's gone 4-6 from beyond the arc in the fourth quarter so far. They set the pick. There's a screen by Noel. Schroeder dishes to Patterson. Here's Abrinas, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. That's on Lou Williams.
Two shots.
And he knocks down the first one. Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line. Billy Donovan has faced a tough job in Oklahoma City, Brent. Star players leaving town, some even criticizing him after they left.
The circumstances of Billy Donovan moving off of what he did at the University of Florida and making that a powerhouse Division I basketball program, it's been very interesting to have Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant to begin your career, and then pushing that team to almost beating the Golden State Warriors, losing in a Game 7 to losing Kevin Durant. Billy Donovan's seen a lot in the early part of his career. The hopes is that he continues to grow and learn. Really happy with the hire of Billy Donovan and what he brings to the table in terms of his basketball acumen.
So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much, Paul. Congrats on the win. Where's your team's attitude right now?
Continue to, play together. And we can just stick to that, keep working, staying confident, keep defending, and knocking shots down. We'll be all right.
Looked like it all came together tonight, Paul. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Brett Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew. We'll see you next time.